Hello and welcome to the GCSE Science Tutor. Today we're looking at atoms, elements, compounds and mixtures. The periodic table lists all the known elements in the universe. For example, hydrogen, lithium, beryllium and boron are all examples of elements. But what is an element? It's all about the atoms, the particles that make up the substance. For example, if you were to take the element gold and zoom in with a really good microscope, you would see that there would be gold atoms present only. If you were to take another element such as carbon and again zoom in with a really good non-existent microscope, you would find that there was only carbon atoms only. Same with helium, only helium atoms. It doesn't matter whether the element is a solid, liquid or a gas. If you have only one type of atom present, then you know it's an element. And that's a really important definition that you should write down, that elements are made up of one type of atom only. It does not matter whether the atom is bonded to another atom of the same type, such as this one with hydrogen. In fact, we have two hydrogen atoms bonded together, and they make a molecule. A molecule simply means more than one atom bonded together. They can be the same type. But this is also an element because we still have only one type of atom only. So question, there are thousands of materials in the world, but there is only 100 or so elements or types of atoms. How could this be? You've got it. It's all about the different types of atoms being able to bond together, or if you like, join together to make compounds. So, for example, we have hydrogen chloride here, a hydrogen atom bonded to a chlorine atom. And this has produced a different substance altogether and is called a compound. And the definition of a compound is a substance made up of more than one type of atom chemically combined. Another definition you should write down. So let's have a go at a quiz. Have a look at the substance on the screen and try to state which best describes this chemical. A, an element, B, a molecule, C, an element, a molecule, or D, a compound, a molecule. Brilliant, it's a compound and a molecule. So methane is made up of a carbon atom bonded to 4 hydrogen atoms, hence the formula CH4. We would describe it as a compound because there's more than one type of atom present. We have carbon and hydrogen present, but it is also a molecule because there is more than one atom there. Let's have a go at another example. So here is ethanol. Ethanol is made up of 2 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hydrogen atoms and an oxygen atom. So which is it? Great, this is also a compound and a molecule. We have more than one type of element present. In fact, there's 3, and there's also more than one atom here, and there's 9 atoms in total. What about this image here? What does this represent? Great, it's an element because, well, there is only one type of atom present, and that's a carbon atom. It can't be a molecule because you haven't got more than one atom there. What about this one? This is the one that tends to trick people. So we have 2 chlorine atoms joined together. So this would in fact be an element and a molecule. It's a molecule because we have more than one atom there, but we can only describe it as an element because it is the same type of atom. They are both chlorine atoms, therefore they cannot be a compound. What about this one? This is in fact carbon dioxide. We have a carbon atom here, bonded to 2 oxygen atoms in the red. So which is it? A, B, C or D? This is again another compound and a molecule. A compound because we have 2 different types of atoms. We have a carbon and an oxygen. And it's also a molecule because we have more than one atom there. Let's also have a look at O3. So O3 is also called ozone, and it's 3 oxygen atoms bonded together. Ozone would be both an element and a molecule. An element because we only have one type of atom there, oxygen, but a molecule because we actually have more than one atom. Another key concept in chemistry is the idea of purity. If something is pure, there is one type of substance only. For example, you may have pure elements, as we see here on the left. This may be something like pure iron. On the right, we have again a pure substance, but this time it is a pure compound. For example, this might be pure salt or pure sodium chloride. A mixture, however, is when you have more than one type of atom or substance not chemically combined together. For example, on the left, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different elements mixed together. They are not joined together. On the right, we have a mixture of compounds. In fact, we have 1, 2 different compounds mixed together. For example, this may be sodium chloride or salt mixed with magnesium oxide, another compound. A good example for showing the difference between a mixture and a compound is looking at iron and sulfur. Iron is a metallic element which is black and crystalline, and sulfur is a non-metallic element which is a yellowy powder. When mixed together, it just simply produces a yellow-black powdery mixture. However, we can make a compound from iron and sulfur by heating it strongly together in a test tube. If we do so, the atoms bond together and join together to make a compound called iron sulfide, which you can see below here. Looks very different. Let's look at a particle diagram of this. On the left here, we see our 2 elements from before, iron and sulfur. They are elements because they are made up of one type of atom only. We mix them together and we simply get an iron and sulfur mixture. They are not joined together. However, in a compound, which we can make sometimes through heating the elements together, we can make iron sulfide, where the 2 types of atoms, the iron and the sulfur, bond together to give us the compound. So let's do another quiz. Make a list of the numbers 1 to 15 in your notes, and for each of the images, write the letter that best describes the image. A pure element, B, a pure compound, C, a mixture of elements, D, a mixture of compounds, and E, a mixture of elements and compounds. Pause the video now, and I will go through the answers on the next slides. So 1 is B, a pure compound, 2, B, a pure compound, 3, B, again, a pure compound, 4, is D, a mixture of compounds. 5 is A, a pure element. 6 is A, a pure. 7, B, a pure compound. 8, B, a pure compound. 9, C, a mixture of elements. 10, A, a pure element. 11, A, also a pure element. 12, A, a pure element. 13, B, a pure compound. 14, E, a mixture of elements and compounds. Finally, 15, which is D, a mixture of compounds. The next lesson in this unit is Lesson 2, Filtration and Crystallization. Thanks for listening to the GCSE Science Tutor. Remember to subscribe and like my channel for all updates on further videos and lessons.